Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about how to do a research log in order to keep track of your sources that you're going to use for your research paper, and also how to do research a bit more smart. A lot of people, their first instinct is to run to Google, which is a search engine, by the way, not a place where you find things, where you find information and sources. It searches out places to find sources. But North Rockland actually has one of the best collections of databases that you could ever use. And databases, what they are curated sources that are mostly valid, because remember, one of the things that your teacher talked about was the idea of credible sources. What is something that is credible and reliable? Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is to create a new Google Doc, which I've done already, and label it your research log. So I'm just going to put sample research log. Okay. And all this file really is just a place for me to keep my notes. Back in the day, we used to have to use note cards where we'd have to list the citation and then write one fact and then do another. Teachers used to make us do like 300 to 400 note cards. It was absolutely insane. But with Google Docs, you can keep everything in one place and have your information as you go along. Okay. So just to keep things in MLA, I'll go times the Roman size 12, but in all honesty, none of that really matters here. What does matter is a research log has a few components to it. So the first thing, I like to put titles, so I'm going to do that. Okay. All research logs have three components. A citation. They have notes that are written in your own words. And they have quotes. And these are quotes that are word for word from the article, things that you can copy words of others. Okay, and that is perfectly legal as long as you cite it. So those are the three components that you need to have in a research log: citations, notes, and quotes. So now we have to go along and try to figure out where can we find sources. So you have your topic, all right? And the first thing you're going to want to do is open up another window and go to the North Rockland High School homepage, okay? And you're going to go to Department and Class Sites, and you're going to go to our excellent library media page. This library media page might be one of the most underused resources in North Rockland. It has a lot of really cool stuff in it, including ebooks and audiobooks, Overdrive, which you can take books out and read them on your tablets, phones, whatever. But today we're really focused in on is the encyclopedias and databases. Those are the places where we are going to get reliable information. So I'm going to click there. Now, if you're working on a North Rockland computer in school, an actual computer, whether you're in the lab or in the library, the databases automatically work. But if you're on a Chromebook, you're going to need to know their passwords. Now, most of them are very simple, and your teacher will give them to you. And if I might have to enter them now, we'll see. I've been messing around with this. So today you can see we have a bunch of different resources, from encyclopedias, which are basic, to this is where you get a lot of good stuff: online newspapers, InfoTrack, including the New York Times, newspaper articles, historical newspapers. So if you're doing the history report, they have newspapers dating back to 1815. Okay. And then you can see other things like biographies, literary profiles. So we really do have a lot of stuff. The Surge Now Knowledge Source. Really great stuff that the district pays for. So for today, I'm going to click on this one, InfoTrack. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to take me here. And since I signed in already, it took me right to it. But sometimes you would need to use the passwords, and the library has the passwords, and they're all right here anyway, just so you can see where I got them from. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is actually search for your topic. Now, Search Basics 101 is to keep your keywords simple. And like I said, keywords, okay? You don't put in long sentences when you're searching a database or even Google. All right, so if I'm going to do a paper about, let's just say, baseball and injuries, okay? So like I want to do something on pitching injuries in baseball. So I will write baseball and the keyword, and we're doing what's called a Boolean search. injuries. And now I'll hit search. And you'll notice it came up with 191,398 articles. Couple of things to look for here. Number one, there's news, there's magazine articles, academic journals. Academic journals are the most reliable sources because most of them are validated and peer reviewed, okay? You also want to make sure that this button is clicked, full text documents. A lot of times people will just go searching crazily and they won't be able to find anything that has the full article. So eliminate all the non-full article stuff by making sure this is good. So I'm going for sources. Now, a couple of things. You always want to look at the most recent stuff out there. All right. So I find this article and I think it might be okay. So I'm going to click on it. So now, because I use the databases, if I don't feel like reading, I could actually listen to it. Okay. Now I can read the article, and if I decide that it's good, I'm going to say, all right, this will be my first article. Now you'll see over here, there's a bunch of different things. There's a translate article, so you can go into different languages. Okay. You can print the article. You can email the article to yourself. You can even send it to Google Drive now, which is something that's really cool. And you can even make highlights right on there. All right. Now you'll notice here at the bottom, they have the source citation. One of the best things about using the databases is most of the places give you the MLA citation. So the first thing in our research log is the citation. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy and paste this entire citation into my research log. All right, so there's that. Now, pro tip, what I would do is remove all of this formatting, okay? That way all of the highlights are done, and that'll be for later, and then change it to Times New Roman size 12 for later on, okay? Also, all MLA citations are double spaced, so I might as well double space it now. All right, so now I have my citation, perfectly done, MLA format. Now it's time for notes. So what I do is actually, I should have read the article already, and I just start to type various notes. Now, I personally like to use bullets, okay? And your notes should not be anything, long sentences or anything like that. So I'll just start typing notes. White Sox have a program. Okay, and then I would go through and type more notes. More and more. Now you could have 100 bullets for this source. You may only have 2 bullets for this source, or even 1, okay? But it's something, you're not just writing random notes. You're actually trying to figure out things you would use for your paper. Now, I might want to use some quotes, because a research paper is a blend of the opinion of experts and your analysis. So sometimes it's better to take some of their words word for word. And that is perfectly legal if you give them proper credit. So I go back to my source, and let's just say that I really like this quote right here. So I'm going to simply copy it and paste it right in. Now I know that this one is not my own words. This one, I have to give credit where I got it from if I use it in my paper, okay? You can have one quote, you can have a lot of quotes, all right? It's important that you take notes for each one. So then, all I would simply do is go back. I have my one source done. And now I'll go through and maybe find another one. Let's see. I'll use this one. And it'd be the same kind of thing. I read it. I make sure I like it. I'm saying it's good. So I'll take the citation. That'll be the first thing I do. I'll copy it in for source number 2. Okay, I'll give it a little space there. And we'll do the same thing we did the last time. We'll remove the formatting and then we'll put it back to Times New Roman, size 12. Oops, size 12. And what did I forget to do? Double space it. And now I'll start doing my notes again. So for the sake of time, I'll just do notes, notes, notes. And then we'll find a quote quickly that I might use. Here, about injuries. And now I have my research log. Okay, so now I have two sources. And most of the time, your teachers will tell you a range of sources you should have, but the more the better. That just gives you more content. Okay, so now here's the difference between using the database and going to Google. So let's say I go to Google and I want baseball and injuries. So now I have to go through and first find out, are these good sources or not? Stopinjuries.org. I don't know if that's a great source or not. Forbes, that's actually a pretty reliable source. So I'm going to click on that one, Forbes magazine. All right. Maybe this looks like a good article. So if I read the article and I feel like maybe this is good, now you'll know because we're on the internet, we don't have access to a citation. So what we have to do is do this semi-manually. Technology, again, has helped us big time. So first thing you're going to want to do is copy and paste, copy the URL for your source. And then you're going to go to easybib.com. Okay, EasyBib is a way to make citations for you. It'll generate the citation. So you notice at this window, it says source type, website, and it has a bunch of different things. So if you're at the library and you have a book and you have to do a citation, everything from a film, a YouTube video, everything is here for them to do. But since this is a website, we'll click it there. I paste the website into there, and I click Cite. And now it's running through its own thing. Okay, it's gathering information. It picked up the article. Okay. Now the thing with EasyBib is they give you a lot of stuff, but you have to make sure that they gave you everything. So they did pretty much find everything: the URL, title, everything. So it seems like they have most of it. Let's go and see what else they need. Okay, they have the author, they have everything, so they look good. So I'm going to click complete citation. It's being created. As it loads. Okay, and now there is the citation for me to copy and then paste into my research log to begin to do the next one. Okay, now you'll see it copied in a little bit differently, but it's okay. And then I would follow the same thing for the rest of the research log. So that's how you create a research log and document your resources for your research paper. In the next video, we'll talk about how to actually do your MLA research paper and incorporate this information into your works cited page. Thank you all for listening, and good luck with your research paper.